Welcome back to the one more module of our Databricks Genie training series. Module 14, Enterprise Deployment, Competitor Landscape, Multi-Space Strategy, and Platform Capabilities. We've come a long way together. We started with the basics of how Genie works, dove deep into security and governance, explored agent mode, learned hard lessons from real-world failures, and mastered user adoption. Now it's time to go enterprise scale. This module answers the big strategic questions every large organization asks before committing to production. How does Genie actually compare to Microsoft Copilot, Tableau AI, and ThoughtSpot? How do you design and manage dozens of Genie spaces across global teams? How do you embed Genie into custom apps and dashboards? And how does it all fit into the powerful Databricks ecosystem? If you want to move Genie from a successful pilot to a true enterprise platform that scales safely and delivers massive value, this module is your complete playbook. Let's dive in with full energy. Before we get into the tactics, let's talk strategy. Taking Genie from one experimental space used by a few enthusiastic users to an enterprise-wide deployment is a big leap. It requires thoughtful planning around scale, strong governance, security boundaries, and deep integration with the rest of your Databricks platform. In this module, we're covering the competitor landscape so you can position Genie confidently. Multi-space design patterns that actually work at scale, API capabilities for embedding, multi-language support for global teams, file uploads, CI/CD practices, and, most importantly, how Genie connects beautifully with the entire Databricks ecosystem. The ultimate goal? Transform Genie from a cool AI feature into a production-grade, governed, conversational analytics layer that your entire organization can trust and love. Excited? Let's start by seeing how Genie stacks up against the competition. Let's address the question that comes up in almost every enterprise evaluation. Why should we choose Databricks Genie instead of Microsoft Copilot for Power BI, Tableau AI with Einstein, or ThoughtSpot? Here's a clear, honest feature-by-feature comparison. As of early 2026, Genie generates real Spark SQL directly against your Unity catalog. No connectors, no data copies. Competitors generate their own languages, DAX for Copilot, VizQL for Tableau, or TQL for ThoughtSpot. On governance, Genie inherits the full power of Unity catalog, row-level security, column masks, everything enforced natively. Pricing model is a big differentiator too. Genie simply consumes your existing SQL Warehouse DBUs with no separate per-user AI license on top, whereas many competitors add extra capacity or per-user fees. Bottom line, Genie is the strongest choice if you're already invested in the Databricks Lakehouse. Now let's talk about exactly when Genie wins. So when does Genie truly shine and beat the competition? If you're already running on Databricks, Genie offers zero integration overhead. It reads directly from Unity catalog. No ETL jobs, no data duplication, no sync headaches. You get shared governance between engineers and analysts on the exact same platform and catalog. Security rules are defined once and enforced everywhere. You also benefit from massive scale with Photon and Spark execution, plus the unique agent mode that can plan, research, and synthesize deep insights, something that's still limited or missing in many competitors. Honest positioning. If your organization wants tight alignment between data engineering and analytics while maximizing your existing Lakehouse investment, Genie is a natural, powerful extension. It's not about ripping out your current tools, it's about leveraging what you already have. Let me be very clear on this important point. Genie does not replace your BI dashboards. It complements them beautifully. Think of it this way. Tableau or Power BI are perfect for the 20 known recurring questions your business asks every single week. The polished, pixel-perfect reports used in board meetings and monthly reviews. Genie steps in for the other 200 questions, the unknown, ad hoc, one-off explorations where no dashboard has been built yet. Questions like which product category grew fastest among new customers in the Northeast last quarter. Both tools sit on top of the same Unity catalog, so security and governance are consistent and enforced once at the catalog level. This combination gives you the best of both worlds, structured reporting plus true conversational freedom. Now let's talk about scaling Genie across a large organization. One space is perfect for a pilot, but real enterprise deployments need a smart multi-space strategy. There are 3 proven design patterns that work extremely well. First, domain-based spaces. Separate spaces for finance, marketing, HR, each with their own curated views and dedicated owners. This keeps data boundaries clean and responsibilities clear. Second, audience-based spaces. Same underlying data, but different levels of detail. Executives get high-level KPIs and summary trends with simple instructions, while analysts get granular daily metrics and advanced statistical measures. Third, the hub-and-spoke model, a central hub space with shared dimensions like customers, products, and regions connected to multiple domain spokes. This avoids duplicating common data while keeping domains independent. Choose the pattern that best matches how your company is organized. As the number of spaces grows, your operating model needs to mature too. With 1 to 3 spaces, manual curation and 1 dedicated curator per space is totally fine. When you hit 4 to 10 spaces, it's time to standardize knowledge store templates and start using Databricks Asset Bundles, DABs, for consistent, repeatable deployment. Assign clear domain ownership. At 10 to 25 spaces, you should establish a formal Genie Center of Excellence, run monthly governance reviews, and create shared instruction libraries. Once you go beyond 25 spaces, full automation is essential. CI/CD pipelines, centralized monitoring dashboards, and even a dedicated Genie platform team to support cross-domain needs. The shift is simple. Move from heroic manual effort to scalable, governed processes. Want to take Genie beyond the standard UI? The Genie Conversation API, currently in public preview, lets you embed natural language to SQL capabilities directly into your own applications. You can start conversations, poll for responses, and generated SQL, then fetch the actual query results, all while inheriting the user's Unity Catalog permissions automatically. Best part? There's no extra API surcharge. It simply consumes your SQL Warehouse DBUs, just like the UI does. This unlocks incredible possibilities, building branded internal portals, Slack or Teams bots, custom Databricks apps, and automated reporting workflows. We'll go much deeper into the API in Module 15, but this is your entry point to embedding Genie anywhere in your organization. One of the smartest ways to drive fast adoption is through companion Genie spaces connected to your AI BI dashboards. When you publish a dashboard, you have 2 options. Let Databricks automatically generate a companion Genie space, or link it to an existing, fully curated Genie space. The auto-generated option is lightning fast and zero effort, perfect for quick augmentation of dashboards. Linking an existing space gives you full control over instructions, custom metrics, and behavior, which is ideal when you want a more polished and consistent experience. Pro tip: start with auto-generated for speed, then switch to linked spaces as your curation matures. This pattern dramatically accelerates user adoption because people already trust the dashboard data. Another incredibly practical feature is file upload. Users can drag and drop CSV or Excel files, up to 200 megabytes and under 100 columns, directly into a Genie conversation. Genie can then analyze that uploaded file alongside your live Unity Catalog tables, perfect for comparing budget versus actuals, bringing in external benchmarks, analyzing target account lists, or doing quick vendor data validation. Important: these files are private to the uploader, stored securely in managed volumes, and automatically cleaned up when the conversation or space is deleted. Treat file uploads as temporary conversation-specific extensions of your warehouse, not as permanent data sources. Global organizations, this one's for you. Genie has solid multi-language support. Users can ask questions naturally in French, Spanish, German, Japanese, Portuguese, and many other languages. Genie can read non-English column names and descriptions, filter on localized data values, and even attempt to respond in the user's preferred language. To maximize accuracy, localize your column descriptions and knowledge store instructions in the primary language of your users. Add multilingual synonyms where needed. For large regional teams, consider creating dedicated spaces per language. Always test your benchmark questions in each target language to ensure consistent performance across your global workforce. For production deployments at scale, you must treat curation like real software development. Never edit production spaces directly. The recommended approach is Git-backed curation. Store all your SQL expressions, example queries, instructions, and space configurations in a Git repository. Use Databricks Asset Bundles to deploy changes safely. Develop in a branch, deploy to a dev space, run automated benchmarks, get domain expert approval through a pull request, and only then promote to production via CI/CD. This process gives you versioning, auditability, repeatability, and zero risk of accidental breakage in production. It's the professional way to run Genie at enterprise scale. Before you push Genie into wide production, you need to understand the practical scale limits so you can design intelligently. Each Genie space currently supports up to 30 tables or views. Keep your views focused, ideally under 100 columns per view for best accuracy and performance. For very large tables, rely on smart data modeling. Partition by date, use Z-ordering on frequently filtered columns, and pre-aggregate common queries using materialized views. Choose serverless SQL warehouses for the fastest responses, with zero cold starts. Respect these limits up front, and Genie will stay fast, accurate, and reliable, even as your data and user base grow massively. Genie is not just a standalone AI chat tool. It's a deeply integrated conversational layer across the entire Databricks lakehouse, which is what makes it truly powerful. At the user layer, Genie can be embedded through the Conversation API into Databricks apps, Slack, Teams, or internal portals to create tailored, role-based analytics experiences. When paired with AI BI dashboards, every dashboard automatically gets a Genie companion, allowing users to move seamlessly from viewing charts to asking deeper questions in natural language. This visualization to exploration flow significantly improves data adoption. At the intelligence layer, Genie plays a key role within Mosaic AI agents. These agents can combine Genie with tools like vector search for documents, web search for real-time data, and Python execution for calculations. The system intelligently chooses the right tool for each task. Additionally, Genie can invoke Unity Catalog AI functions directly within the SQL it generates. For example, a sentiment analysis model can be registered and automatically used when users show the questions about customer feedback, bringing machine learning directly into conversational queries. At the data foundation layer, Genie connects seamlessly with the broader ecosystem. Lakeflow and Delta Live tables ensure fresh, reliable gold tables for querying. Lakehouse monitoring provides visibility into data quality, enabling users to ask about freshness or anomalies. SQL alerts can turn insights into automated notifications, and model serving outputs can be materialized as views for Genie to query. This full-stack integration is Genie's core strength. It doesn't create new silos or require data movement. Instead, it builds directly on top of the governed lakehouse, maintaining consistent security and maximizing existing investments. Importantly, the way Genie is implemented remains consistent across industries. Whether in healthcare, retail, SaaS, or finance, the same disciplined approach applies, building high-quality gold views, defining metrics clearly, adding example queries, providing business context, and enforcing security. While data and terminology vary, this standardized curation process builds trust and enables Genie to scale effectively across enterprises. Ultimately, Genie is a natural extension of the Databricks platform, a unified, scalable, and intelligent way to bring conversational analytics to life. Let's bring it all together with the key takeaways from Module 14. Genie wins strongest when you're already on Databricks. Zero data movement, shared governance, and full use of your lakehouse investment. Design your multi-space strategy carefully using domain, audience, or hub-and-spoke patterns, and mature your governance as you scale. Leverage the Conversation API to embed Genie anywhere. Use companion spaces to boost dashboard adoption, and take advantage of file upload and multi-language capabilities for real-world flexibility. Always version and deploy spaces through Git and CI/CD, never edit production manually. Respect the practical limits around tables and columns, and optimize large tables with proper partitioning and pre-aggregation. Most importantly, remember that trust is built through consistent, diligent curation. The process is universal across industries. Final thought: when you combine strong data foundations with smart enterprise architecture and deep platform integration, Genie becomes far more than just another AI feature. It becomes the natural way your teams explore and understand data every single day. And that's Module 14, the capstone of our complete Databricks Genie training series. You now have everything you need: technical depth, security confidence, adoption strategies, real-world failure lessons, and a full enterprise deployment playbook. You're ready to take Genie from pilot to production, at scale with confidence. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which part of enterprise deployment are you most excited to tackle first? Multi-space strategy, API embedding, or the full ecosystem integration? Or tell me if there's a specific industry use case you'd love to see covered in future videos. If this series has helped you, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future Databricks and AI content.